everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to be leading you through a 20-minute full body routine that is all on the floor. Today's session is going to be full of slow and mindful movements, but don't let that fool you. It is still going to be a great workout and it's going to be really tough. I am also going to be using a light set of weights. Mine are 2 kilograms each. If you don't have weights, you can definitely still do this workout or use anything that you have around the house, such as cans of food or anything that is of an appropriate weight for you. Make sure before you begin to have done a dynamic warm-up, such as a walk or a little jog, or I have a warm-up routine on this channel. Please be sure to like this video if you enjoy it, and do consider subscribing to this channel so that you can get notified every time I upload a new video. Hope you enjoy, and without further ado, let us begin.
We're going to begin in a tabletop position with the weights near our hands so we can easily pick them up. We're going to begin by lifting and lowering the left leg. Throughout all of these movements, I want you to be mindful of your core. So right now, I want you to pull your stomach in and tuck your bum under, and do not arch your back. We're going to be lifting our leg up and down. You can take this as slow as you need today, making sure that both your hips are facing your mat. Really squeeze that glute at the top and hold it for just a quick moment before you drop down. Grab the weight hand now, the palm facing down, and lift that arm out in front of you, and as you lift your left leg. So you're lifting your right arm and your left leg together, making sure not to arch your back and keep your core pulled in. For the next move, you're going to hold that left leg up, really squeezing the glute, and you're going to swing your right arm back to touch that right glute, and then forward again, keeping it at shoulder height. So moving the arm forward, and then moving it back to touch the right glute, and making sure to squeeze that left glute and holding it up. We're now going to hold that right arm behind us and pulse. We're going to be pulsing the left leg and the right arm, really squeezing the glute on the left leg and the tricep on the right arm. Little slow pulses. You can take this slowly. Good job, release everything and sit back on your knees. We're going to have a 30-second break before we repeat everything on the other side. So moving back into the tabletop position, this time we are going to be lifting our right leg slowly up and down with both palms on the floor in a tabletop position. Make sure not to arch your back and keep your core pulled in nicely. We're going to be grabbing that dumbbell with our left hand, and we are going to be lifting the left arm and the right leg up and down, slowly and in a controlled movement, really squeezing the glute at the top. moving in a controlled, nice, slow movement, keeping the core pulled in and squeezing that glute. We're now going to be holding that right leg up, squeezing the glute really hard, and we're going to be sweeping the left arm around to the left glute, keeping it level as you can with your shoulders, squeezing the right leg with your glute, holding it up and moving the arm forward and backward. We're now going to be holding at the back and doing those slow controlled pulses, pulsing the right leg up and down, squeezing the glute, and pulsing the left arm up and down, really squeezing that tricep. Well done. We're now going to be having a well-deserved 30-second rest. We're going to be coming onto our left side. We're going to be extending our left leg, and our right foot is going to be planted flat on our mat here, making sure that our shoulder is lining up with our elbows. So we're not away out here, we want to stay nice and strong. So we're going to start with the dumbbell in the right hand and sitting forward onto those hips. So we're going to lift that left leg, really working that inner thigh, holding the dumbbell in your right hand and meeting it towards the knee. We're going to stay nice and lifted on the left hand side, so not sinking down. You want to keep your core engaged the whole time. We're going to stay on our left side, but you're going to put all that weight into your right foot and lift yourself up. Keep your right arm in the air and just lower and lift your left leg. Nice and slow in a controlled movement. If this is too much, you can do this lying on the floor. Remember to take deep breaths, moving your leg up and down nice and slowly, keeping that core lifted and engaged. Good. Now if you can, you're going to stay in that position with your body lifted. Otherwise, if it's too much, you can lower down. But we're going to be bringing the knee in and out, nice and slowly. And just breathe. It's just 30 seconds, nice and slow. Sure, well done. That is a tough one. We're now going to have a very well deserved 30-second break before we move on to the next exercise, but you're going to be staying on your left hand side. Bring both your knees in and they're going to be bent, and we're going to lift the ankles up off the floor. This is in a nice mermaid position. The right hand can either be on your hips or bracing yourself in front. We're going to start by opening and closing the right knee, engaging those glutes to open and working those inner thighs as you close. Keeping your left side nice and lifted off the floor, keeping that core engaged, really working the outer thigh and the inner thighs and the glutes. We're We're now going to hold this open position, so holding this nice diamond position with the toes together, extending the right leg nice and straight and bringing it back in to meet the left leg. Remember to keep that left side nice and lifted, and when you bring that knee in, make sure it's open and that you're using that outer glute. We're now going to combine these two movements. So keeping the toes together, you're going to close your knees, and then open, and then lift the leg up. Then bring the toes back together, close, open, and lift. You're going to really feel that right outer thigh and glute working very, very hard. Really good work. We're now going to take a well-deserved 30-second break, and then we're going to repeat all of this on the other side. We're going to need the dumbbell in our left arm this time, supporting ourselves up on that right forearm, making sure we're nice and lined here and extending the right leg. Are you ready to do this side? Remember, we're taking it slow, nice and slow. The left arm is up directly out from the shoulder and the left foot is planted flat on the floor, and we lift the right leg up, working that inner thigh and moving it back down again. Make sure you're not sitting back into the hip. We want to stay nice and forward, and you're really using that inner thigh to lift the leg. We're now going to lift up again with all that weight on the left leg, and we're going to be moving the right leg up and down, keeping that core nice and pulled in. If this is too much, you can do this on the floor, using that right inner thigh to lift and lower that leg, keeping the left arm up. Staying in the same position, you're now going to bring that right knee in and out. Bringing it in and then moving it out. And once again, if this is too much for you, you can lie on the floor like I'm showing here. But if you can, pop back up onto that left leg and move that knee in and out. Nice, we're now going to give everything a nice rest, and we're going to come into that nice little mermaid position on the right hand side this time. So we're going to stack that shoulder and the elbow, knees are bent and sitting up on that right hip. And you're going to be lifting those ankles again. So here we go, we're going to open and close the knees, and remember, we're not sitting down onto the shoulders, stay lifted, pressing the floor. We're now going to keep those toes together and have the legs in a diamond shape, and we're going to extend and bring the leg back, working the outer glutes and the inner thigh. Lift it out and then bring it back. Once again, we're going to be combining the two movements, closing, opening, lifting, toes back together, closing, and then opening and lifting that leg, working the outer thighs, the glutes, and the inner thighs, and of course, keeping your core engaged at all times. Well done. That was a tough little sequence. We're now going to have a bit of a break before we move on to the next sequence. We're going to be on our hands and knees again in a tabletop position. So your toes are tucked under, and you're going to make sure that you're stacking the shoulders over the wrists and the hips over the knees nice and square. And we're going to start off nice and simple just by lifting the knees and lowering nice and easy, keeping our core engaged, back as flat the entire time. So lifting up and down, it's a very small movement. And when you bring your knees down, you're going to try not to put weight on them. Untuck your toes and place your knees fully on the floor. We're going to be doing a push-up in this position. So touching your chin down to the floor, keeping your elbows nice and tucked in, keeping your core pulled in, and really working those triceps. Tucking the toes under, once again, we're going to be doing a half push-up and then lift and lower the knees. Half push-up, lift and lower the knees. Keeping the core nice and pulled in, really going to be feeling those triceps, getting a nice burn. Fabulous everyone, well done. We're now going to be doing some bridges on our back. So lying on your back and grab some weights in both your hands, we're going to be doing a bridge. As we come up into the bridge, we're going to be lifting the hands up together, and as we drop down, we're going to be moving the arms out. Arms open into a T position, and as you lift up into your bridge, bring them into touch, and as you lower back down, open the arms up again. Really squeezing your glute as you come up, keeping that core pulled in, and really working your chest and your arms as you move your arms up and down. Moving your feet further away from your glutes now, we're going to be doing a hamstring bridge. So you're really going to be pulling back with your heels so you feel those hamstrings engage. Keeping the arms up to the ceiling with the weights on them, and just it's going to be a very, very small movement. Lifting your glute up and down, feeling the hamstrings really working hard here, keeping that core pulled in. The further your feet are away from your glutes, the harder your hamstrings are going to work in this one. Now bringing your feet in as close to glutes as you can and going up onto your tippy toes, and you're going to be lifting your right leg, then your left leg, keeping those glutes nice and engaged and keeping your core stable and your hips stable. So left leg up the 90 degree and right leg up, keeping yourself in a nice lifted glute bridge position. We have another 30-second break, and then we're going to move on to working our core. We're going to be doing 2 rounds of these core exercises, and we're not going to have a break in between. So it is really going to burn, but I know that you can do it. For the first core movement, lift your legs up and the weights are in your hands. We're going to open and close our legs and do a crunch through the opening of our legs. So you're going to really press your back into the ground and keep that core pulled in. Open and close the legs, working those inner thighs as well, and moving the weights in between the legs. Open, move forward into a crunch, and then close, and then back. Moving straight into one of my favorite core exercises, the dead bug. Now extending your legs up and holding the weights in your arms with the palms faced up to the ceiling. I'm just going to pulse those arms up and down and keeping the legs extended and the back pressed into the floor and the core pulled in nice and tight. If this is too much, you can bend your legs. Straight back into open close crunches. These are the last exercises. I know you can do this, keep going. So open your legs, crunch forward, close your legs, crunch back. Open, crunch forward, close, crunch back. You're nearly done. Straight into those dead bugs, keeping the core pulled in nice and tight, moving those arms and legs. Second to last exercise. I know you can do it. Keep going. Pressing your back into the floor, core pulled in, pulsing those arms up and down with the hands, palms towards the ceiling, legs either straight or bent depending on your level of ability. We've only got 18 more seconds of this whole exercise sequence. Keep going, we're nearly there.
Well done for completing that slow, controlled, full body workout with me. This was certainly quite a challenging workout and you did very well if you completed it. Hope that you enjoyed it and please consider subscribing to my channel if you did and let me know what other videos you'd like me to post and I'll be sure to do so. And please give this video a thumbs up and have a wonderful day wherever you happen to be. Bye bye for now.